Hey guys, so I wasn't originally going to make this video because I have the black box challenges coming up, but I thought this would be a super fun little bonus project to work on. Today I'm going to be making macarons, not macaroons. Those are a coconut thing that happens, I don't know. This is actually a French cookie with almond flour, and I'm going to be doing this in single takes with no editing, so I'm going to try and layer in some music over the beating of the stuff that I need. But let's get started. Alright, so first up, I need almond meal or almond flour. This is from Bob's Red Mill, I'm sorry. This is from Bob's Red Mill Company. I have a lot of their products in my cupboard. They're a little more expensive, and you should be able to find this and other products from this company in wherever your grocery store sells gluten-free items or specific diet allergies. I also have soy flour, semolina, steel-cut oats, and some quinoa from them in my cupboard. Then you're going to need a cup and a half of confectioner's sugar, 2/3 of a cup of the almond flour, and I've added a little bit of cocoa, about a tablespoon of that. This has all been sifted twice and is ready to go. You're going to need 3 egg whites at room temperature. Fresher is better. Alright, so I am going to start by just frothing up my egg whites and getting them going. So I'm just going to do that. It's really important. I'm using a handheld mixer today. I don't have enough to use my stand mixer today, so we're going to use this. Make sure everything is really clean when you're trying to get a meringue going for egg whites. Alright, my egg whites are starting to get frothy and come together, so I'm slowly going to start adding about 5 tablespoons of granulated sugar in there. Alright, the recipe I'm actually using calls for vanilla extract. However, I'm going to throw a little bit of imitation strawberry extract in these, so they'll be brown with a little bit of strawberry on there, just a touch. I'm going to let that sit for a minute. Next up, we're going to be folding our dry ingredients into our wet ingredients slowly but surely. And to do that, I'm going to grab a spatula. And I'm just going to start doing this little by little. Just until they're incorporated. And hopefully you guys won't hear me humming, because I should be able to add some music into this one. Okay, remember when I said I wasn't going to edit this? I'm not really thinking about what I'm saying right now, so I am going to edit this a little bit. But what I've done while I'm folding these together is I have set my oven to 280 degrees, or as close as I possibly can. I have put the 2 racks on the lower shelf. Whenever you're working with egg whites or meringues, you always want to bake on the lower shelf, not in the center. And if you're going to give these away as a gift or have them out as a party, because it's made with almond flour, you kind of need to let people know that. And this batter is coming together very nicely. I'm doing this a little more vigorously than I normally would. I've never made these before, and I don't have a lot of experience working with almond flour. It's kind of a more expensive ingredient. I'm gonna put these in a piping bag, and then I'm gonna remember that I always want to have even amounts, because these are 2 cookies that go together. Alright. So that is done. Did I say 280 or 180? it's 280. And we're just gonna, okay, that looks nice and incorporated. So the next step is I have 2 cookie sheets lined up. One has a little cookie mat on it that my friend sent me for my birthday a few years ago. The other has a little bit of parchment paper on it. And ready to go. I'm just gonna seal this up, taste my batter a little bit. Tastes pretty good to me. And then I'm just going to, if I can pan in a little. I am just going to pipe a small circle. Remember, you always want even amounts when you're doing these because these go together. And they should spread out in the oven. Ooh, my little airbag. Okay, so that's one. The other one I've used is, I just have some parchment paper. It's again, this is something that I probably, if my work was open right now, would have paid them and just took a sheet of parchment paper from them. This parchment paper does not want to line up very well on my baking sheet. And I'm using a star tip just because it's what I had on hand. But I'm gonna... I have a lot more batter than I thought I would, so... Alright, so those are piped out. I'm going to put these in the oven for 15 to 18 minutes. We'll start with 15 and see how that goes. Okay, so I'm moving on to round 2 of these. My first round I made a little too big and they stuck to the sheet and they were nice and gooey inside, so I'm just going to try making them a little smaller this time. Again, I'm doing these in even rounds. But I made them a little too big, as you can see, and they stuck together. They're kind of gooey on the inside. I'm going to try the smaller ones now. If they don't turn out, I've got 3 that'll be nice, a nice present for my neighbor. Okay, so I have been racking my brain thinking about what I could use for a filling, and instead I just decided to go with fluffernutter because that's my favorite thing on the face of the planet. I am just going to wind this back, not my tummy. Open my fluffernutter, and this will make for a great lunch tomorrow. And the second round of these actually turned out really awesome. If you've never had fluffernutter, it goes really well with peanut butter. It's kind of my favorite thing on the face of the planet, next to peanut butter. But to finish this, I'm just going to spoon a little bit of fluffernutter out. I didn't want to make a specific flavor because remember I added the cherry syrup into this, as well as, or the strawberry imitation stuff, as well as the cocoa powder. So there's already lots of flavor in this. I just thought this would be really nice. I could probably warm this up a little bit and fold in some peanut butter if I wanted to, but again, the chocolate and the strawberries and the almonds taste really awesome together. I'm just going to put them together like that. You don't have to use, if you follow my recipe, you don't have to use the Fluffernutter, Jif brand Fluffernutter. You can get an off-brand if you're so inclined. However, this is what I found first. And I'm just gonna roll them up like that. And I know I said I wasn't going to edit this video, and then I decided I was gonna edit it. Then I'm like, nah, let's not edit it. We'll just call this Experiments with Patrick. Single take experiments with Patrick. So I'm gonna edit out the repeated stuff, but not the full video in itself. Ooh. I'm not sure I'm really super pleased with these. The hard part is I've never actually had these before, so I don't have anything to compare them to on their own. I have had little small meringue divinities. I believe that's what the church ladies would call them. Shout out to my church ladies, because if you've never had anything from a church lady cookbook, then you're not living. Oh, here we go. And that is that. I ended up with pretty much an even amount. I ended up scrapping one batch because they were taking too long and they fell apart when I tried to move them. So I don't know. If you my take on macaroons, macarons, sorry. Hope you guys enjoyed these. If you like these experimental videos, give me a thumbs up. If you don't, give me a thumbs down, and I'll put together something that I actually know how it works. You can find the recipe. I posted it pretty much everywhere. But if you need it, again, leave a comment and I'll post it up there. Thanks, bye.